the second topic is the shipping SLB. What is cost, financing cost of it? What determines the financing cost of the shipping SLBs, right? I'm saying the financial cost, right? But think about the transaction structure. I sell my ship and I lease my ship back again, right? Do you think it is financing activity? I sell my ship, right? And I lease back, I charter back. Is it financing activity? Financing activity. It is just the operational one, right? But it is the same as financial activity, right? So SLB, the nature of the SLB, it is just combining the sale and purchase, right? I'm selling my ship and then charter contract, right? It looks like operational decision, but actually it is financing decision because of the cash flows.
Yes.
The cash flows occurring from the SLB contract is the same as the cash flows in the bank loan, right? Because I sell, for example, I sell my ship, and then I get the money, and I pay the rent, right? It's similar to the I borrow money, and then I pay the interest rate. So with considering the cash flows, the SLB is the borrowing money from the bank, right? So in the money borrowing, the most important thing is the interest rate, right? How much you have to pay for borrowing the money. So in SLB, here I would like to say just the rate of the return from the SLB. Well, this is just a theoretical estimate. Anyway, so it is the same as the bank loan agreement. Okay, so here, well, so again, actually, I'm proud of myself. SLB is a really pioneering area. So no one has researched it. So in shipping, no one has researched this topic. So I borrow many the previous research from the real estate market. Okay. So here again, the major topics in SLB research was the motives of SLB, right? The tax difference and financial condition or financial constraint, like that. Also, another topic is the wealth effect. So you go for SLB. So what's the effect? Did you get the money or not? That's the topic. And another one, here is the capital cost or the cost of financing. Yeah, financing cost for the SLB. But as I mentioned earlier, most SLB research focuses on the real estate market. So in the real estate market research, I found that they usually use cap capitalization rate. So the capitalization cap rate is the rent divided by the asset price. It is capitalization, the capitalization ratio. And so one of the stylized facts in the real estate SLB market is that, well, the buyers or the lessors require much lower return for SLB contract compared to other just rent programs, such like that. Right? So here we bought the data set. The data set was there 62 shipping SLB transactions occurred for the past 5 years. Ship types for chemical tankers, containers. Usually these two takes almost 70%, right? And then dry bulkers and crude tankers and gas carriers and heavy lifters, right? So the way how we can calculate the rate of the return from the shipping SLB is like that. So the sales price and the charterage, and we consider charterage and resale price, right? So here, the IRR, in finance, we usually say this is the internal rate of the return. Okay, it means that the rate of the return that makes this value 0. This is the finance cost. Finance cost here. This is the really finance term, finance central term. right? So the IRR here is we use the rate of the return, SLB rate of the return. But there is another problem. If you see the bank loan agreement, there are two types of interest rate. Fixed one, and floating one. Yeah. Usually you may think, okay, to borrow this money, you have to pay 6% like that, 6%, 7%, 8% like that. This is what I call fixed interest rate. But many commercial cases, and especially for shipping, they usually have a floating rate. It is not anymore, but usually before the 2022, when you see the interest rate for the shipping finance agreement, they usually say LIBOR plus 30 BPs, like that, right? So, you know, the LIBOR, London interbank offer the rate, right? So it changes every time. This is kind of a key interest rate, or the base interest rate. And then you add 30 basis point. We said this is a basis point. 1 basis point equals right. So if the bank thinks this company is very risky, right? They usually charge more basis point. It means 3% more, right? Such kind of that, right? Such kind of that, right? Right? No. I'm sorry, 0.1%. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I cannot remember exactly. Anyway, they pay basis point. They ask the basis point, right? The more risky this agreement, then they charge more basis points, right? This is what we call risk premium. From the bank, from the viewpoint of the bank, if they think they lend the money, and they think, wow, it's very risky, he cannot pay back his loan, then we may charge more interest rate, right? This is what we call risk premium. So here, we get the rate of the return here, A, we say A, and then we also consider base rate, the key interest rate released by the Bank of Korea. In this case, it is central bank. The Bank of Korea is a central bank, right? So we subtract the base rate from the rate of the return. So here we call this is the risk premium. Okay. So the base rate changes over the time, right? So we consider this is the risk premium for the SLB contract. Okay. Right. So this is the descriptive statistics. Okay. Then, so for the risk premium or the rate of the return, the buyer or the seller, they may ask the risk. They cannot. The shipping companies cannot repay their debt, right? They measure the risk, but the problem is that on the first one, the research, on the first research for the SLB, there is no shipping SLB research before, so we can't get the independent value. Right? So we borrowed from any debt, other debt financing method. So here, shipping bank loans, bank loans. And then shipping high bonds, because it is also debt. So we borrow the independent variables from this research. So which indicator they used for evaluating the risk premium or the credit risk from the shipping financing activities. Right? So here we found financial ratios like the debt to equity ratio, profitability, growth, and then the liquidity ratios. Right? As we saw the motives for SLB, right? And another group is the firm specific, company specific factors. How old this company is, how much ships this company has, also, and how much money they earn, how large this company is. Like also, we consider ship specific factors. Is this ship is large or not? Okay. Is this ship is old or young? Okay. And this is another important one. TC, charter rate, time charter. If this ship is on the time charter contract, it will affect the rate of the return. Because if this ship is on the time charter contract, then it is guaranteed that this ship is employed, right, for the time being. So in this case, we can expect less risk because it has some stable income, yeah, for the time, right? So last one is the shipping market conditions. Okay, so here we consider these four groups of independent variables, right? So this is the descriptive statistics. So first one, we run the simple regression, just the simple regression first. Rate of the return equals alpha plus beta plus financial ratio, like that. Simple regression result. And then here is the I think you learned some fixed the panel data regression. No. Panel data regression. No. We have to consider fixed effect. How I can explain this?
You mean fixed rate, or we just use a fixed rate and floating rate, right?
No, just for fixed, and this is a fixed effect.
Fixed
It means that how I can explain this. Because I need some more easy explanation, right? Right, this one. So there's a class consisting of 5 students, but it's a really low performing class. Okay, low performing class. So student 1 get a score of 20. Low performing. Student 2 get the score of 25. Student 3 get the score of 30. 4, 30, right? But student 5, he got 100. What is the average of this class? 35, 45, 45, 105, 205, and 60, approximately 68, blah, blah, blah. 3, 3, 3, blah, blah, blah. Right? The average score of this class is 68. But can you think that this class has the ability of 68? No, because this is only by the student 5, right? So as we reviewed, there are lots of volatility in the shipping. So if there is some extraordinary players there, extraordinary observations there, then we can have this kind. So the result can be distorted, right? In this case, we can use a fixed effect, right? So I don't want to talk about the techniques, but anyway, we can for the panel data or the full regression, you have to consider this factor. So you can find it on the YouTube. You can find it on the YouTube. But anyway, we have to consider this. This is what I call fixed effect, right? How about in this case, right? So we can fix the student. We can fix the effect of the student 5, right? Okay. right? Anyway, the other way, another way is in 2020, 2021, so 2022, 30. But 2023, I don't know what happened this class, but 90, 80, 85, 95, 100. And 2024, same, 20, 25, 30, 30, 30. Right? In 2023, we have extraordinary observation here. Right? So if we take the average, well, the average will go up because of the observation of the 2023. Right? So we have to control some exceptional years effect, right? Because the shipping market is volatile, but it is also the same all research, right? So we also have to consider the yield fixed effect. We have to control the effect from some extraordinary years observations, okay, right? Also, then we also have to consider both. So there's no fixed effect first, and then we consider yield fixed effect first, and then we consider the company or the sector fixed effect, and then we consider both fixed effect, like that. So only after we observe the statistical significance.
So that means represent your full model, right?
Sorry.
You can represent full model.
Full model, yes, exactly.
You consider
Fixed effect, So right, because two cases, so we can have 4 cases, right? No, yes, no, yes, yes. Right. So only after we can find the statistical significance after the both fixed effect, we think, okay, this factor, this independent variable has impact on the determinant of the rate of the return, right? And then we run the multiple regressions, those factors together. But for the same for the risk premium, right? The same for risk premium. And then, but for the multiple regression, we have to consider the correlation between the independent variables, right? Yeah, I think you have this concept. Yes. The master students don't agree. PhD students agree with my major, but master students don't agree because this is we say it is multicollinearity. Anyway, for multiple regressions, the correlation between the independent variables should be low, right? But we face a problem here. DSCR and interest cover has a higher correlation, and here the idle fleet, the share of idle fleet and fleet size has a higher correlation. So we have to pull two. So we can't use these 2 variables at the same time, right? We can't use these 2 variables at the same time. So another two problem. So we have to run 4 models. Okay. So for multiple regression, we run this regression. All these models, model 5, 6, 8, 9, 7, 8, they are considering both year and sector fixed effects. And then we don't consider fleet size here. Anyway, right? Here, operating margin is the most important one. The others has no statistical significance. So the coefficients are negative, right? It means that the higher operating margin, then the lower required rate of the return because its risk premium is low. Low, right? But we had another problem here. Lots of up and down. So for the financial ratios, we have observed a lot of outliers, right? In case, well, outlier like this one, the outliers like this one. So in this case, we can use the technique of visualization. Visualization. It's kind of the smoothing the outliers. Smoothing the outliers. So we visualize the data, and then we run the same model of the multiple regression. So for visualized data, still the operating margin has a negative for the rate of the return. So the higher operating margin, the lower interest rate, because they are more trustworthy, right? And here, TC, if the ship is on the time charter contract, then the bank, the KOBC, require less rate of the return, less interest rate, because it has stable income, right? Okay. The same for the risk premium. So the non-visualized data, the data are not visualized. The operating margin has a negative coefficient, and it has statistical significance. And for visualized data, the same. The operating margin has a negative coefficient, and they are statistically significant. And the TC has a negative impact for the rate of the return. The same as before. So this is the major finding. The most important factor or the determinants of the rate of the return in shipping SLB is the operating margin. But I think this is really Korean specific observation, because from, I borrowed this concept from the independent variables from the bond and the bank loans, right? No research have found the impact of the operating margin or the other profitability. I think this is only among Korean financial institutions. I think, yeah, this is, yeah. Well, sometimes I usually go for the assessment of the let's say, I sometimes visit the KOBC because to judge you should do this transaction or not, because I'm one of the committee members, and KOBC always they think about the profitability. This is only Korean specific observation. No, I never observed this the significance of profitability in other research. Right. Another one is that the TC is with the visualized data. TC, the time charter, whether the vessel or the ship is on the time charter contract or not, it affects the rate of the return. The last one. Right, the last one. The shareholder was the effect of shipping SLBs. Okay. This is quite financial or finance research area. So because you are working, so let me ask Thomas. Thomas, as an employee of a company, what do you think is the most important goal of your company? Make a profit.
Yes.
Right. So you should do your best to maximize the profits.
Yes.
Right. So do you think it is the ultimate goal of your company?
But
Well, the profit, yes.
we are like a national, government-owned
yeah.
company.
Yeah.
So that's not exactly our goal. We are like
You have to consider public
government-
interest.
Yeah, public
Right.
interest.
Right. Then I think Murphy has a different answer, right? Profit maximization. Right. Right. But finance major, they have different goal. Because, well, think about it. So maximize profit. Okay, Because for finance majors, they have because it's the end of the lecture, so my tongue gets slipped. Because my tongue gets tired, right? The financial managers, they have to consider sustainability. Whether this is sustainability or not. Okay. What? So let's consider my goal is maximize profit, right? So then I have to minimize cost, right? Minimize cost. Okay, so I want to minimize the cost. So I will cut the wage of my workers. Okay, right? Then I can maximize my profit this year, but no one will work for me next year. Yeah, it is not sustainable. So the same for the minimize the cost, right? This cannot be our ultimate goal, the financial manager's ultimate goal, right? How about this? Maximize market share. Well, the best way to expand the market share is to cut the price. Cut the price, right? Then we can go bankrupt. Next year we can go bankrupt, right? This cannot be sustained, right? So we made this agreement. Okay, so financial managers, they have to maximize corporate value. Maximize corporate value. This is the ultimate goal of a financial manager. Right. So if this company is listed on the let's say Taipei Stock Exchange, right? Then the value of this company depends on its stock price, right? Its stock price. Okay. Then if we think this, then let's start with this one, right? Let's talk about capital market efficiency. Okay. In finance literature, in finance area, we usually think that all information about the company are reflected in the stock prices, because it is listed on the stock exchange. So all information are reflected, right? So when you think if
SLB.
You may hear that the market is efficient, so we have to trust the market or not, such kind of argument, right? So in the capital market, when we say the capital market efficiency, on efficient capital market is one that stock prices fully and simultaneously reflect all information, right? But I think it's really unrealistic, isn't it? Unrealistic. So we have some agreement. Okay, so he is very famous. He won the Nobel Prize in economics in 2013, right? So he divided the three types of market efficiency. The first one is weak form, and the second one is semi-strong form, and the third one is a strong form. Okay, in the weak form, the stock prices reflect all historical information, right? In the semi-strong form, well, the stock price reflects all publicly available information, and in the strong form, all information, even private information. This is a real theoretical model, right? Then, when you consider semi-strong form of the market efficiency, okay, so it reflects publicly available information, right? So, listed.
Thank you.
Okay, go. Well, report everything, right? Because we say this is announcement. So when their CEO is changed, then they have to make an announcement, right? When they have accounting accounting statement, they have to announce everything, right? So if the news announcement is good, right? If the announcement is good, then the stock price. So this is the announcement date 0, right? The stock price goes up, right? And then goes up like that, right? If the market overreact, then it will shoot up and suddenly go down. If the market is delayed in the response, then the stock prices increases slowly, right? So if the market is impatient, then the stock price goes up like that, right? If the news is bad, the announcement is bad, then the price should go down right after the announcement. So on the announcement day, there should be stock price changes. If the announcement or the news is whether good is or not. I'm not sure whether it is good or not. Anyway, if the market is efficient, right, the announcement should be reflected in the stock prices. So we can so when we observe the stock prices, we can judge that this news is good or not. Right? Right. And then if the price goes up, it means that the company value goes up. Right. If the new announcement is bad, the corporate value goes down. That's what we call shareholder wealth effect. Okay, right. So bearing this in mind, let's see. Anyway, I continually say that SLB. There are lots of benefits from SLB. So I don't need to talk about this, right? Then SLB. So SLB has some premium. SLB has some premium. So announcement effect. Many previous SLB research works in the real estate market, they found that on the SLB, positive abnormal returns on the SLB announcement. So it means that now, I'm telling that I'm going for an SLB transaction. It means that positive return, positive stock increase, but I would like to stress abnormal here, right? Abnormal here. They bear with me. I'll tell you in the later slide. Okay. Anyway, they have a positive return. Okay, right. So for the how we can calculate the abnormal return is our research question. Yes. In finance literature, we say it is event study. So, examination of stock prices on or around the announcement date. Well, it is very popular for the M&A announcement. Or usually M&A studies, they use this event study analysis. Okay, right? Well, for example, how about this one? Because I should try to avoid the too financial terminology, but I have to tell this. Okay, in finance literature, we assume that the stock prices has Brownian motion. Brownian motion. Well, if you see the stock prices like that, right? You may see like this one, right? One, let's say it is daily, right? But if we enlarge this part, also this one like this. Also we enlarge this part, this one also like that. This is what I call Brownian motion. Anyway, it means that the stock prices change continuously, right? And also another one. So the stock prices change continuously, right? And another one is that, so before the announcement, the stock price is 100, okay? Then after the announcement, the stock price increases to 110, right? Do you think, so we have 10% of the return, but do you think this 10% of the return entirely comes from the announcement? Are you sure? No. No, because the stock price changes continuously. No. No, right? This is what we call abnormal return. So here, how we can measure the abnormal return? Okay, abnormal return is the 10%, the realized return, right? Minus expected return. Then we are facing another problem. Then how we can calculate the expected return? Okay. The next one is, so how we can calculate the expected return here, right? We say it's a market model or the capital asset pricing model. It is just a linear regression. Linear regression. So expected return is the linear regression of the market return. It's two financial terms. So in capital asset pricing model or the CAPM, we usually say CAPM. In CAPM, the return of the individual stock depends on the market return. How it is sensitive to the market return. So we estimate this alpha and beta. Then we can find the expected return. Okay. Then how we can estimate this alpha and beta? Right? This is the market model. We run the regression model like here. One factor regression model. So we can estimate alpha and beta. For historical data, we can see how the return is sensitive to the market movement and alpha and beta. Right? So another problem. Then how long we should investigate the historical data, right? There's no theoretically perfect one. So usually many popular period is minus 255 and 26. So it means that the announcement data is 0. So 255 days ago and 6 days ago, then they can estimate this alpha and beta. Or another one is 301 days before and 64 days before. They measure the alpha and beta, right? So if we can measure the alpha and beta, then we can get the expected return. And then if we see the realized return on the announcement date minus the difference between the realized return and expected return is the abnormal return. This comes from the announcement, right? Okay.
But how can you estimate the windows?
Windows.
Yes.
What windows?
Yeah, the estimation windows.
Minus 2.
Minus 255
5
minus
minus 6.
based on what?
Based on the historical data, historical market data, and historical the individual stock price.
So why don't you use minus 300 but you use minus 255?
Oh, there's no theoretical answer. It is just empirical, just getting from the experience, just the agreement between the researchers.
So now you have make it spring on your index. Otherwise,
Yeah.
why you have given number 5 not 3?
Well, if I insert all explanations, I may have 100 long pages of slides. Right. Okay. Oh, also, against the theory, sometimes there is some leakage of the news. There are lots of rumors in the financial market, right? So we also consider cumulative abnormal returns. So the cumulatively from -1 to +1, -2 +2, -3 to +3, right? So we add all abnormal returns for this period. Okay, right? We have for the past 15 years, the Kenko has approximately 150 SLB transactions. But unfortunately, we can find only 15 announcements. And for the 50 vessels, and belongs to 7 listed companies. And this is the deal, details of the deal here, right? Unfortunately, we failed to find any significant results. But I want to publish. So I want to publish my paper, right? So I did my best to how I can find something. Okay, so start here. Okay, annual return minus SLB has a negative impact for the company. It means that SLB is a bad transaction. Right. Oh, but no. How about 3 days after the SLB announcement? Wow, they have increased here. Anyway, there's no statistical significance. How about the cumulative abnormal return? No, there's no statistical significance. Only here. Well, this result is not so significant. So I was really sad after I get this result. But we are researchers. We have to publish papers, right? So I try a lot of things. Okay, let's look at one by one. Okay, one by one. So deal number one. Yeah, deal number one is the abnormal return is like this. Okay. Deal number two is abnormal return like this. Okay, right? So I divided this growth, multiple ships and single ships. If the SLB engaged in multiple ships, 16 ships of number of ships. If this SLB is engaged in selling of 16 ships, one ship, 3 ships, multiple ships, 3 ships, 2 ships, 10 ships, 5 ships, 2 ships, right? So I took the average for the multiple number of ships and single ships. Okay, so I took the average. Wow, actually, for the multiple ships transactions, they have really positive abnormal returns. And for the single ships, they do not have significant. Anyway, both of them do not have any statistical significance. Just the average, right? Because the number is too small, so we cannot find any significant statistic. Anyway, in the multiple ships, they have we can find some positive reactions, right?
But again, Professor, what did you use? You make average for 2, 5, 10, but they are not equal. Like you divide it by 2 always, but you divide it by 5, 2, 10, 2. It depends on the case.
Here,
No, multiple ships.
yeah, but
How did you decide how many ships that you should make average?
multiple, more than 2, more than 1.
Two.
Yeah, more than 1. More than 1 or just 1. Right. So, for the different estimation window, we get the same result, similar result. Okay. So for the cumulative abnormal return. So cumulative abnormal return minus +1 to 2 to 3. Okay. For multiple shares, it has positive, but for single ships, they have a negative cumulative return. And I found the tendency that the stock market has a delayed reaction. So we calculate the cumulative abnormal return after post-announcement period. +1, 0 +1, 0 +2, 0 +3. They have positive return. Right. Right. So yeah, this is my observation. This is the observation from the result, and I found this result. Then what is my next test? Why? Isn't it? Why? Why multiple ship transaction has positive abnormal returns? Right. So I try to find the reason. Why? So from the previous reason. Anyway, why the largest size SLB has a positive abnormal return? Okay. Well, think about the financial trouble of the Korean shipping companies. Okay, they have financial trouble, so they sell their ships, right? Actually, it can be really negative news, isn't it? Because they have financial difficulty. That's why they are selling the ship, right? But in case of a larger size deals, the investors may think, wow, that company decided to restructure their companies. This can be a good signal to the investors because it is now restructuring for the larger size deals. Just one ship. It doesn't have any. It doesn't make sense, right? 15 ships and 10 ships. This can be a signal to the investor. Okay, we are restructuring our business, kind of thing. And in this kind of the restructuring, it can be a good signal for the investors and lead to the increase in stock prices. That's our findings here, right? Okay, so now I'm finishing the lecture. Before the lecture, any questions or any comments? If you do not have any questions, I may misunderstand that I have perfect lectures. Two clear explanations, no questions like that. All right? Can I misunderstand like that? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. I hope next opportunity to have this kind of the opportunity at that time. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Sometimes we will be emphasized on this academic contribution, right? Academic contribution. So you can use this model to another shipping company.
So
you use a Korean model, right?
Yeah, yes, right.
You can use this kind of Korean model to another
country's
shipping company.
Unfortunately, there is no data for the SLB. Well, you know, you are, especially for the PhD student, you are focusing on the shipping industry. I think you also face such a problem, data unavailability.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the common problem of shipping research.
Because every time we have this bond to a reviewer, he always asks me, can you use your Taiwan case to another country? Or like this?
I hope so, but no, sometimes no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
But
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very hard because collect some data from the shipping company is not easy.
Yeah, because they want to keep their secrets. Right.
Okay.
That's what you call, Professor, the idiosyncrasies of shipping.
Maybe.
So thank you, you give a lecture. So maybe we'll take a picture together.
Oh, yeah, thank you.